Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today in my private group we're going to talk about the Bitcoin Doomsday scenario, and we're going to talk about what I would do as an XRP holder if that day came. You have to wonder if a lot of things have been planned for a long time. You're not going to want to miss this one. I want to remind everybody before we get going that my sponsor, iTrustCapital, you've got 2 days left to enter for an all-expense-paid trip to Los Angeles and the VIP experience at a USC football game, USC versus Michigan. By the way, my Auburn Tigers won this weekend. I'm not too used to that as of late. The last 10 years has been a rough 10 years for us. But football has cycles. Many don't remember when I was in college, we used to beat Alabama like it was our job when they were under Gene Stallings. All this stuff goes in cycles, and now that you've got the player portal, all bets are off. So it's going to be a lot harder for these teams to have juggernauts for a decade. But anyway, iTrustCapital is you can enter. Just go to iTrustCapital.com and they've got it on the homepage. You'll see the enter to win. If you have not opened your iTrustCapital account like I have, I've got IRAs and I've got a premium custody account. You can send your XRP right in there. If you've got a 401k and you're either retiring or you got laid off, you can roll over a 401k into an iTrustCapital IRA and buy crypto XRP. They've got a promo code for a $100 funding bonus. Go to iTrustCapital.com/XRPArmy to check it out. Boy, let me tell you what. This guy bought the dip big time this morning. Big time. I love this. I love a pullback before we go into September, October, November, December. This is... I'm more bullish right now than I've been in a long time. I like it when I see these pullbacks. Feels like the short-term manipulation by people that know what's coming. And let's look just before we get going here. You got a total market cap of 3.79 trillion, and I don't know anybody who doesn't think there's a minimum of 4 to 7 trillion coming into this market by the end of 2025, especially post legislation. Insight Ripple versus SEC lawsuit has finally been concluded on August 7th, 2025. Both parties dropping their appeals, giving XRP definitive legal clarity as not a security when sold on public exchanges. XRP is the only digital asset in the world with legal clarity, and that includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. Legal clarity. And then might be the most bullish thing you see today. Jim Cramer has said the market in September is normally weak. Usually the opposite of what he says is what happens. Chad Steingraber, when these assets become determined to be systemically important financial assets, most of the supply will be drained from all the exchanges globally, held by institutions and governments. He's pointing to this. What happened to Coinbase will soon be similar with Upbit. Once these 500 million cold wallet batches are sent out to BlackRock, there will only be 856 million remaining. I foresee all these top 5 exchanges doing all the same thing in the near future. And he's retweeting his tweet, top 10 exchanges, XRP holdings. That's not a lot, folks. It's just not. When utility kicks in, you could see some crazy things. And I said I just took more of the XRP supply permanently off the market. Lock in. I did. Look at this, Nate Garachi, the ETF guy. XRP ETF 2025 approval odds at 87% on Polymarket. Personally, think closer to 100%. Look at this, Christian Carlo retweeted. I did that video yesterday. Letters of marque and reprisal. I had to look up that phrase. so that I got the spelling correctly. And in this clip, Giancarlo said that he proposed the idea for the U.S. government basically going and hacking the hackers, stealing the digital assets that they've stolen, and then giving some of it back to the people whose digital assets they were, and then taking like a commission or a cut, and that could go into the strategic stockpile, digital asset stockpile. Paul Barron's floating the idea that China, their housing market crash is going to be good for crypto and gold. China's property crisis isn't just a domestic issue, it's creating major ripple effects for U.S. investors, no pun intended. Commodities under pressure. China consumes 50% of global steel, copper, iron, reduced construction, plummeting commodity demand. U.S. commodity exporters and mining stocks feeling the heat. Digital assets strengthening, flight to safety, driving gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP higher versus other assets. Add in rate cuts and things get moving fast. The Litecoin community has been after the XRP army here recently. I saw many Litecoin versus XRP posts. I retweeted it because many of you weren't here in 2019. That was the year that the Litecoin Foundation was having money troubles, and their brilliant idea was t-shirt sales. I mean, you're literally, when these people are attacking you, you're literally talking, it's like being attacked by a clown at a kiddie birthday party. Literally. This was the article from 2019. I think this was around the time that the founder, Charlie Lee, sold all of his Litecoin also. Barely has any money left. Down more than $1 million. Down here, I mean, this made me laugh so much back then. How can, it says, what is meant by that is not clear, but presumably it's t-shirts and HODL with HODL on it and Litecoin Summit, their conference. The 1 million income was mainly due to a donation of $830,000, but also made up $200,000 in merchandise sales. And it says, how can you lose money from selling t-shirts is not clear. God. T-shirts were a huge part of their budget, folks. Look at this. Charles Hoskinson is ready to unite XRP and ADA. I love it.
For us to service all the needs of Bitcoin DeFi and XRP DeFi. And I would also like 3 to 5 clients to be horizontal, meaning within 12 to 24 months, they can begin to compete. We work with a lot of people, including other ecosystems, who have contributed to some of the slander. Look at the midnight airdrop, which was offered to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, XRP, especially XRP. Look at the history there. And now we're friends. I was just with Brad Garlinghouse at a round table with the Federal Reserve at the SALT conference in Jackson. And somehow, some way, we got along really well and said, hey, we need to talk more. That's maturity about these things. You have to have that. So that's where we stand.
All right, good stuff. The Great Wall, it's coming down. XRP's been trading under 6-year resistance against Bitcoin. It's only a matter of time until it breaks. Patience pays, I agree. Then we got the Chief Innovation Officer at Swift is now roasting XRP again. This guy says Ripple XRP stands alone as the blockchain that's been battle-hardened, nearly 5 years of intense regulatory scrutiny, etc. And this guy, Chief Innovation Officer at Swift, surviving lawsuits isn't resilience. Neutral, shared governance is. Institutions don't want to live on a competitor's rails, and compliance isn't about one company convincing regulators it should be allowed to operate. It's about an entire industry agreeing on a shared standard that no single balance sheet controls. All right, our old buddy Jack Mallers, you remember he declared a war on XRP and Ripple. And then XRP took a break, and then Ethereum started surging, and now he's attacking Ripple or Ethereum and Tom Lee. Never forget, this is all about their exit liquidity. They don't want the money flowing into other digital assets.
To say that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin and be bigger than that is the most brain dead, dog shit, dumb thing. You can't say that with a straight face. You have to be like deeply incentivized by some other effort. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And what I've said, again, is let's say Ethereum. So Ethereum's not trying to be money. We all know that. It's a supercomputer. It's a stablecoin power-upper. It's an NFT, whatever the fuck. But, what these smart contract people don't understand is like money's the biggest problem in the world, the $500 trillion problem. We fix money, we fix more than half the world's problems. Let's say Ethereum is going to be as big as Apple, which, by the way,
he's saving the world.
That's like what Steve Jobs created is one of the most defiant companies in modern history. Apple Computer has changed the world half a dozen times over. Linux, operating systems, computing, the iPhone, the App Store. Do you guys understand that without Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, these products wouldn't exist? So let's assume Ethereum becomes the new Apple. Think about how much value Apple has created to society. And let's say Ethereum, let's give credit Ethereum doesn't deserve. Okay, 3 trillion, not 500 trillion. If Ethereum becomes the new Apple, Ethereum would be like as big as Bitcoin is today. So Ethereum would need to become the new Apple to compete with Bitcoin now. Bitcoin, I said in the beginning of the show, 2.15 trillion, and we're on a dip. All-time highs, we're closer to 3 trillion. So you're saying Ethereum, the world's computer, is going to be bigger than the equities market? What are you, smoking crack? You crazy? It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's a CNBC soundbite. The guy's on the board of a treasury company stacking Ethereum. It's not personal.
What are you doing?
Being honest. You want my honest opinion? That's my honest opinion. I mean, come on. Let's be real. What are we talking about?
I love how he talked. I mean, and I'm no defender of Tom Lee, but talks about like Tom Lee's up to something nefarious. He's doing a treasury company, so he's pumping Ethereum. Well, what in the hell is this kid doing?
It's the dumbest thing. That's like saying NVIDIA is going to be worth half the world's wealth. Are you dumb? It's just like there's money and then there are companies.
I'm going to show you dumb in the private group, folks. These people won't even talk about it.
Two entirely different things. Ridiculous. But what's super unfortunate is people watch that shit on TV and they believe it. Whatever. I mean, markets are binary. For everyone that's right, someone's got to be wrong. So for all of us listening to this show that are going to be right, we need someone to take.
All right. And then here he is. Here he's calling XLM a shitcoin without saying the name. The lesson here, folks, is that you have to have it. The only way you can be legitimate in crypto is you have to have a Santa Claus for a creator that everybody convinces is either like Santa Claus or Jesus. And then you have to create a digital asset that's for the purpose of propping up the Bitcoin price. Those are the only legitimate in this guy's mind. Those are the only legitimate digital assets.
I'll tell you guys this. I was going to have a partnership with MoneyGram. Strike was going to have a partnership with MoneyGram for cross-border payments, for like really exciting stuff. And they said some shitcoin has us under an exclusive agreement where we can't actually partner with you for a few more years. So there are shit coins.
The problem you got there, Jack Maulers, is that XLM actually works. And so there's a reason they would want to be locked down with those guys.
Print tokens in their basement, pay Justin Bieber to tell everyone they're awesome, sell those shit coins to retailers that are unassuming, and then take those.
What community has had more celebrities associated with it than any other? Bitcoin.
Dollars and spend them on private deals, marketing, and partnerships. Crazy. So I think this stuff's just going to take time, but I think it's awesome that Tether, they're Bitcoiners. These are my co-founders, guys. Like, I know them well.
Yeah, we have an agreement that we're going to pump Bitcoin with it.
Guys are Bitcoiners, and for that, I think as a Bitcoiner, I'm very grateful that the most successful company in the world right now is run by Bitcoiners.
That's not correct. Ripple.
And they're technologists. I think it's great. I think it's going to take time. I don't think it matters that much today, but we'll see. The free market will elect it. Like, I think.
All right. If you are Jack Maulers, you do not want to come into my private group today. I repeat, you do not want to come into my private group because I'm going to talk adult talk. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin Doomsday scenario. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me if this stuff didn't unfold this way. And guess who would benefit from it more than any other? The most transparent blockchain on the planet, XRP Ledger. I'll talk about that. Go to daixrp.com, or you can join through YouTube. Click the join button below any of these videos, or you could join through X by hitting the subscribe button. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family. Away we go.